Alright guys, so you may have noticed no stream tonight. It's not to say I didn't stream. I streamed for 3 hours, but apparently my capture tray doesn't know how to report when it stops broadcasting. So that didn't go as planned. But I'll take you through a quick rundown of what happened while the cameras were away, so to speak. So, first glaring thing, as you can see right when we join in, I did build a space station. We had a contract to build a space station for a minimum of 5 Kerman in Kerbal orbit, and it just needed to produce power. So, nothing major. I did 2 launches using the usual satellite moon launcher, the single satellite moon launcher. So the first bit here from nose here down was all one launch. So we've got a crew hatch with all these extra bits of monoprop, battery, probe core, the control wheels, all that jazz. You've got a couple engines at the back and a docking port at the back, an emergency docking port. Radiators, because I couldn't decide if we actually needed these or not. I have no idea. And some solar panels, just to keep it going. Some RCS thrusters. And to complete the 5 Kerman limit, we put a 2 Kerman module up here. This is actually the 3rd launch. This was the first down here. This was the 3rd launch. The 2nd was a clone of this one here that I had controlled from here by accident and flipped end over end and into the ground thanks to its SAS. So that was not fun, but it lost us about 25k, which we got that for the contract, so that's really not too bad. We got more than that for the contract, for sure. But this one's got some science in it. It's going to be our science module for the moment. And we haven't sent any crew up there yet. No crew yet, so that'll be the thing we'll be able to show as new on tomorrow night's stream, hopefully. We might get missions to do that, maybe. Might make that really fun. But we ended up settling on, or I ended up settling on, naming it the Valentina Memorial Space Station. So I think she'd be proud of how far our little space program's come since she flew off the end of the runway and into the ground and exploded into tiny little pieces. Now, besides that, which in itself was not most of the stream, that was maybe like 15 minutes of like the 3 hours. That actually was fairly quick. Because like I said, I'm just going to show you the breakdown. How we launched them. There we go. Still got the autosave. Yep, just launched it just like this, just that same launcher we keep using. And like I said, I launched this one, so this pod was upside down. That ended up being really ugly. And Jeb and Bill tried to stow away this time. That was interesting, but we caught them in time. Those were really the big new launches. We did have one more that used the exact same rocket, so we're using that rocket a lot, actually, come to think of it. I didn't realize that was really the only one I used. But we did get a new probe for Minmus. So it's on its way to Minmus. Still got a few days before it gets there. That launch went uneventful, as it's, again, a repeat of existing technology. So we took that newer satellite bus, shortened it a little bit, and added the Science Junior at the top. Worked out pretty good. Had the fairing actually cover all this, but stop at the cone. Looked pretty decent. We can probably launch another one somewhere else, so you guys can see what we were looking at. But the idea behind this one, we're going to get to Minmus, we're going to get as much science as possible and unlock all the stuff we're missing to do our moon mission. So this will be our little savior, hopefully. Other than that, we had more fun with the Mun 1 satellite that no one is going to miss. No one's going to miss me doing those hours of watching the moon fly by underneath us. However, speaking of the moon, while we were doing that, I decided to go ahead and organize the moon satellites a little more. So you can see I started moving everything into a perfect sphere. Nice and organized, nice and clean. So we can constantly have satellite coverage for the most part. And on top of that, it'll just look much cleaner, much easier to see what's going on. So I'm looking forward to getting that last maneuver done tomorrow. Kerbin is a whole other story. That's the lost cause. We'll have the Mun be the start of our very clean, organized space program. But that's really it, guys. That's all we really did. There wasn't all that much, like I said, getting done here. The big one, again, was the space station. That was maybe the big one, the Valentina Kerman Memorial Station. It was a very smooth rendezvous between the two. Almost no effort, despite being delayed. Actually, because of being delayed by the exploding version of this. Because of that delay, we had a really good window. So it actually served us very well. We had just, I think, maybe 8 meters a second or so of correction to get us from launch to rendezvous, which did really well for us. It was the first time we used RCS thrusters to dock in this save file, but you know, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's not too bad. We'll see more of that when we go to dock crew for the first time. There we go. Finally coming into the daylight. So now with that nice little view there of where we really progressed in this these 3 hours, I will bid you farewell for the night, and returning again tomorrow, hopefully this time making sure that my stream is actually broadcasting. So thanks guys for taking the time to catch up on where we left off, and of course, sorry again for the missed stream. I look forward to catching up with everyone again.